Alright, I promised a couple of videos this weekend, and by God, I'm gonna follow through, starting with number one, The Simpsons Movie. So, The Simpsons movie came out in 2007, 2008, 2007, and it came out about a month after the conclusion of, I think, season 16, season 17. It's one of the teams. And the story is about the pollution of the lake in Springfield, which was pushed over the top by Homer Simpson. Of course, Springfield gets cut off from the rest of the country and world by via giant glass dome. And while he is able to escape with his family, it's ultimately up to him to figure out how to save Springfield. So before we really get into it, should probably let you know about my experience with The Simpsons. Prior to getting the Disney Plus streaming service, I haven't really seen much of The Simpsons. I don't think I've ever seen an episode all the way through. But now with the streaming service, I have started to actually watch it. I'm in the middle of season 7, which, from what I hear, is still the golden age of The Simpsons. And yeah, I can agree, this is some pretty good stuff. Some great comedy, some good emotional character moments as well. It does have a lot. So, when I read up on some of the reviews for the Simpsons movie, most of them seem to be generally positive, with some calling it a back to form of sorts in terms of comedy. And while the comedy in the Simpsons movie is obviously different, it still feels like it comes from some of these earlier seasons of the show. So I thought the comedy was overall pretty good. The story, some of the harsher reviews have criticized the story for basically just being a longer episode story that couldn't really sustain feature length time. While I could see this story becoming like a Simpsons episode, maybe even some sort of a two-parter like Who Shot Mr. Burns, I just don't think it would have been done very well though, because I think what really justifies this being like a feature movie is, well, there are some good emotional moments in this film, some good character stuff. I mean, Homer is, Homer, but he is faced with the ultimate emotional kind of situation when Marge, via video she leaves behind for him, tells him she just can't find the reason to really stay with him at this point, since he refused to go back to Springfield to try and save their town. And one thing that I have often criticized with this long running shows like Family Guy is that the ultimate center relationship, in the case of Family Guy, Peter Griffin and Lois, is that they are constantly, in their more recent seasons, constantly teasing, joking about them also just becoming divorced and no longer loving each other in a loveless marriage. And I honestly don't care for that kind of couple because they're obviously bad people. With The Simpsons, however, even though I haven't seen much of the more recent seasons, I can tell that probably even now, Marge and Homer are still genuinely good people that do care and love for each other despite all the stupid shit they've gone through. So to see like this kind of possibility to be addressed even a little bit directly in this movie is actually some good emotional stuff. And of course, there's also a little emotional story along with Bart, the relationship between father and son that honestly has been kind of touched upon in some episodes, at least from what I've seen, but never really addressed in this kind of way, which I think is also very well done. So basically, while you could argue some of the comedy and like the story itself could be just be a part of another Simpsons episode, it's the real emotional stuff of the film that I feel justifies its existence. And also, it is shot and animated in a different enough way where you can tell this apart from any other Simpsons episode, which is a good distinction. So, yeah, I say it's a pretty good film. Not flawless, obviously, but I personally enjoyed it. So, comment down below your thoughts, like, subscribe, share, and see you guys next time then. which I guess is tomorrow. No!